This is gonna be the last time. Okay, I swear, this is gonna be the last time for now that we talk about Happy Chaos, but I feel like I should do this. You might have heard that Happy Chaos has an infinite in this version of the game. It is gonna get taken out eventually, but I think that the way that his zoning works will mainly remain intact. This is not the infinite, for the record. Actually, all this talk about Happy Chaos kind of happened because he got banned in a bunch of tournaments, especially after TNS. After Jack won TNS with Happy Chaos, and Diaphone posted this clip, which blew up. So this is what this is what it looked like.
The portal's coming on through, and for Walter to escape this particular situation, you would have to backdash this first.
The commentators were doing their best, okay? So you get the idea, okay? This was happening for the entire duration of the game. This is what all of Jack's games looked like, more or less. Let's actually talk about what you can do in this situation if you're ever stuck in it, and what is the infinite and what is not infinite. There are two things that enable the infinite. He can do steady aim shots straight on, he can shoot lower portal, or he can shoot upper portal. Lower portal comes out faster and upper portal comes out slower, but upper portal also gives him more frame advantage. See, he's plus 21 here, despite focusing in the middle of it. And this is down portal, a lot less frame advantage. So the way that the infinite works is you chain these shots, all three of these shots together, and while they are in block stun from the upper shot, you have enough time to regenerate whatever resources you just spent and then just keep going and looping and looping. The thing that actually enables the infinite is the fact that after upper portal and you regaining a resource, the reticle focuses instantly. See? It just appears on the opponent instead of like taking a second to lock on. Is this, because you get to shoot right away and then continue the loop over and over and over again. The reason why this doesn't entirely work mid-screen and why a lot of the situations that Jack was in TNS were not actually infinites, even though they looked like it, is because there is a gap between these shots. When your opponent is pushed into the corner, the lower portal shot hits them slightly faster, not leaving a gap. But here, mid-screen, you can actually backdash. See, you can just backdash the down shot, which is what makes it not a true infinite in mid-screen. But the question is, should you backdash it? Well, you can't backdash it on reaction because the down portal shot comes out way too fast. And if your opponent chooses to do upshot, they will catch you mashing backdash, and they'll get a full combo from it. Another thing that you can see a lot in Jack's footage in TNS is that he didn't actually do all three shots in neutral like this. Most of the time, because steady aim drains concentration gauge a lot faster if you're further apart, it's actually quite resource negative to do all three shots. See, I need like almost all of my concentration to do it, even though I regain it. After, you can just run into the red and not be able to do it anymore. So one thing that is a lot more safe and stable is to do only two shots. So a lot of his sets looked like him doing this, basically, and just mixing it between down portal shot and up portal shot, occasionally throwing in all three, and then if he got them in the corner, he would do the actual infinite. So I'm going to focus primarily on, number one, how to deal with the different portal shots, down or up, as well as how to RPS with his curse and stuff. So I already said that down shot you can backdash, however, it's kind of risky because if you guess incorrectly, he can pick up for a full combo. So the thing that you can try to do, just hold down back because it's not a mix-up, it's fine, you're going to just tank it and it's going to be okay. And then if he does upshot, you can react to it. Okay, that time it was all three down shots. And that time I am a boomer that can't react. There you go. So the way to beat upshot and not let it put you in a lot of block stun is that you can jump forward. There you go. If the Happy Chaos in question is just autopiloting their pressure, most characters can just do this and punish him for it. What you need to be on the lookout for is over here. Right above Happy Chaos, notice how he wiggles up to hit the portal. Notice how the portal appears. Right? So if I'm in this situation, I'm specifically looking at the Happy Chaos model and seeing if he flicks up or down. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy to react to. But you can react to it. I just reacted to it. I would say it's slightly harder to react to than Arbiter Sign, the high-low that Testament can do. Now, what do you do if he shoots all three shots? if you see that he's continually doing this pattern, you could backdash one shot and then run in, right? Before you run in though, make sure to duck the upshot and then go in, right? There's a couple more things that are a little bit more niche in my opinion. Yeah, if you block the first steady aim shot while standing, you can 6B the upshot bullet. I don't know. I guess pick whichever one is better for your reaction time, whether it's jumping up forward and then air dashing in and punishing, or if you want to do 6P, if that, you know. Because technically you can react with 6P a little bit later. And then one final bit that is like extra, if you're cracked and you want to show the Happy Chaos player that you're simply better than them, is you can backdash the first bullet. In which case he will not be able to shoot through the portals at the same timing anymore, which will likely mess up the Happy Chaos in question, and you can run in for a punish and just kill him for that. If you're Abba, for example, you can parry this, which will unfocus his bullets. If you're Potemkin, your armor will unfocus the bullets. Just any way for you to evade this. But keep in mind, like, you know, it is kind of tough to do this, and he might pick up for a full combo if you mess it up, so be careful, okay? Be careful. So that's most of the stuff about the steady aim stance. The second part is what to do about this. First of all, remember that this is -2. So he will RPS against you by either pressing 2K or 2S or curse or simply backdashing away. And you can respond to those situations differently. The way that you respond mostly depends on spacing, I think. So let's say he pulls out his gun and does 2S. Because he cannot block with his gun out. So you're free to punish unless he tries to put his gun away if he's prepared for it. But a lot of the time, you don't even necessarily, you won't need to directly punish him because it's possible that he just won't put his gun away in time and then you can punish. So if he does 2K, you can contest it with your own 2K most likely, or with your 2P or whatever reaches, right? Because he's going to be 2 frames less advantage than you. You can just press on it. The only issue that would happen with this is if you are spaced, in which case you might potentially trade because you're not going to actually reach him in time for the punish, or if you're late on your press. The curse throw, if you call it out directly with something like a far slash, if you're close, then you can just counter hit it. But if you're spaced a little bit, it's a lot more difficult to call out. In that instance, you can still just jump over it and then just, you know, just remember to not do an instant air dash because that will get hit. See, if you do an instant air dash, you will get hit. So I would recommend like doing a slightly delayed dash. If the timing is completely tight, you will actually counter hit him. If it's not entirely super good, then he might 6B you. Secondly, some characters just have moves that do well against this, like Kai's Stun Dipper. So Stun Dipper, Eno's Stroke, or Soul Bad Guy's Vortex, right? There's characters that have specific moves that work well against this. You can test out what move your character has to contest it. The last thing he could do, okay, the classic, the whip out gun, backdash, 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 and then bang, bang. He's not going to want to put it away. And it takes quite a bit for the gun to lock on, so feel free to run in for a punish. It would leave him exposed to pokes if you, yeah, like you can do this, obviously. Depending on your character, like there's different ways to punish it. So it all depends on what kind of option you want to choose. If you think he's going to do backdash, like you could try to stick out your 2K if you think he's going to 2K. Yeah, it will save you from curse still, like you will still be able to block it. And you can still try to run in, although by that point, his reticle will almost always be locked onto you. So that's it. It's all a bunch of RPS. I hope it changes. I don't like this version of Happy Chaos. He's stinky. Even though you can just kind of run in and kill him for doing this, I think that him doing this in the first place is very, very bad. And I hope it gets taken out. If you're watching this after the Infinite got patched out, please tell me if what they took out is this. So, this. The instant lock on after up portal, because that's my prediction. And I think the rest of his zoning is going to be mostly intact. The punishes are character specific, but the counterplay itself is kind of universal, where, you know, you can backdash this thing, you can jump this thing, and then what you do after that depends on your character. So there you go. That's it. That's the last thing I'll do on Chaos. For now, at least. Vanquisher. Vanquisher. Everybody to Vanquisher after, okay? No more of this. We're gonna be back to playing everybody and getting every character to Vanquisher the week after that, actually. Yeah. Because I still have a Jacko video to make and a Soul video to make. So, all right. That's it. And now I'm gonna play,